ואמר רב זירא, אנא חזיתי לרבי אבאו, אייסו דאלי גרבי אבאו, שהניח ידיו כנגב פניו של מטה. I saw Rabbi Abau taking a shower. When people taking a shower, they're supposed to be naked, and he was covering his private area. I just want to be clear for the area of the Brit. He was covering it with his hand when he was taking shower. The Gemara says, "Velo yadana inaga, ilo naga." I don't know whether he was touching himself or not. The Gemara says, "Pshite pashut delo naga," that he didn't touch himself. The Tana the Braita said, Rabbi Eliezer Omer, כל האוחז באמה ומשתין, anybody who's holding his his brit and urine, הרי כאילו מביא מבול לעולם, as if he's bringing flood to the world, because he's calling himself to be worm, and his mind going to call him to see seminal emission, שכבת זרע. The Gemara says, so obviously he didn't touch, because you're not allowed to touch when you're going to the restroom. אמר רביי, עשאוה כבולשת. They treat him as a boleshet. What's boleshet? Boleshet, it's an army that come to the city. And we have a rule of yain nesech. Anything that they go you might touch, you have a problem of yain nesech. So that now the Mishnah says, in Avodah Zarah regarding yain nesech, boleshet shenichnesa la'ir. An army who came to the city, bishat shalom, if there is a peace in the city, they just here to pass through, Chaviyot ptuchot asuot. Any open barrels are asur because they very likely they drank from it or they moved it. That's become yain nesech. Stumot mutarot. If the barrels are sealed, is mutar. Bishat milchama, during a war, elu ve'elu mutarot. Both of them are mutar. Even open barrels, we are not worried that the soldiers were drinking from it. Lefi she'en pnai. There is no time to wine for Avodah Zarah during a war. Alama, you see from here a principle. Kevan de ba'iti, since they were afraid, lo minsichi, they're not going to do pour in the water for Avodah Zarah. Achanami here also, Kevan de ba'it, since he was afraid, lo ati le'irure, he's not going to have any wrong thought. So, a man not allowed to touch himself because he might going to bring him a wrong thought. And he's going to cause him to have zera, seminal emission. But he says, when the man is afraid, he has no attention to think about anything, and then it's mutar. The Gemara says, "Ve'acha mai biatuta." What he was afraid of? Nobody put a gun over his head. The Gemara answers, "Biatuta denara," the fear of the river. By a river, taking a shower, the river might take you, somewhere. So when a man takes a shower in the river, you always careful of himself not to get
swayed, taken away,
taken away for the fishes. So therefore, he was afraid, and therefore it was okay to touch. The Gemara says, but now the Gemara is going to be that's something interesting. The Gemara asked an opposite question. Eini, it's not true. Meaning the behavior of Rav Zera of covering his private area, it's incorrect. Va'omar Rabba, va'omar Rabuna. Omar by the name of Rav, כל המניח ידיו כלפי פניו של מטה, anybody who's putting his hands on the lower face, unbelievable description, guys. The Chachamim describe the private area of the Brit as his face. You have an upper face, and you have a lower face.
Oh, I thought he was doing like this.
No.
The lower part of his face.
The lower face, yeah.
Holy soul.
Josh, you're a good man.
That's a reflection of a person. As a lower face, כאילו כופר בבריתו של אברהם אבינו, as if he's, how do you say כופר? Skoifer is
No, in this sense you can't say heresy.
It denies the covenants of Avraham Avinu. So you're not supposed to cover it because he shows Avraham Avinu was the one Hashem made the Brit with him, nachon? And that's why we're doing Brit. So anybody who covering his Brit is as if he's embarrassing that he had a Brit. You shouldn't be embarrassed. The Gemara says, lo kashi. Depends. Aki kanachit ve'aki kasalik. Depends. When he goes toward the direction of the ocean himself, this is when he shouldn't cover himself. Because he has no reason. You're facing the ocean. But when he comes back out of the ocean, that's okay to cover because everybody looking at you. So when we say he shouldn't cover it when people are not in general looking at him. Kia, like we see the Rava Shachi. Rava used to bend down that he shouldn't be seen. Rab Zera Zakif. Rab Zera stood up because he was choshesh for the opinion of Rav that he looks like he want to hide the brit. So he stood up straight. Ravashi, Rabbanan deber Ravashi, the Chachamim by the Bet Midrash of Ravashi, Ki kanachte zakfi. When they used to go down, they used to stand up. Ki kasalki, when they came back from the ocean, the people are looking at them, this is when Shachi, they bend down. Another interesting story, Rab Zera v'kamishtamit mit Rav Yuda, דבאי למיסק לארד ישראל. רב זרה was avoiding רב יהודה. למה? רב זרה wanted to do aliyah from Bavel to Eretz Israel. And רב יהודה hold that it's אסור. למה רב יהודה? כל העולה מבבל לארץ ישראל, anybody coming from Bavel to Israel over בעשה, is violating a עשה. Because the Torah says, שנאמר בבל היובלו, עם ישראל will be brought into Bavel, ושמה יהיו, and they shall be Sham over there, they need to be.
Where does it say in the Torah?
It's not in the Torah, it's in the Navi. In Yirmiyah. So, since the curse to Am Israel was they will be brought to Bavel and they will be there, Rabbi Yehuda held, leaving Bavel, you violating an aseh of Shama Iyu.
But there were Jews in Israel. There were Jews in Israel.
Yeah, but if you're in Bavel, according to Rabbi Yehuda, you weren't allowed to
so
go
back.
back.
So if you already went, you stay there.
You stop.
So
it's a one-way ticket.
According to this, technically, like, what does it say about today?
No, let's see. That's only Rav Yehuda. Rav Zera disagree with him. Amar, so that's why he didn't want to show himself to Rav Yehuda. Since he wanted to go to Eretz Israel, he said, if Rav Yehuda is going to see me, he's going to tell me, don't go, then I'm stuck. He said, I don't want to see, I'm going to just be on the side. No issue. Amar, before he was going to Eretz Israel, Izel ve'eshma minei milta, let me hear some halacha from him, ve'iti ve'esakden aliv to Eretz Israel. As alashkecha dekai bebani, he went and he was taking a shower in the big bathhouse. And then, obviously, he didn't want to show himself to Rav Yehuda. Shouldn't tell him don't go. So he was standing by the wall to listen to, well, okay, what's going on over there in the shower? And he heard, hold on. Ve'ka'amar le'leshamei, he heard that Rav Yehuda is telling his server, aviu li neter, bring me soap. Aviu li masrek, give me a brush. Patchu pumaichu, open your mouth. Ve'afiku havla, and let the moist comes out from your body. Ve'ashtu maya de beibani, and drink the water, the hot water of the shower. Amar, Rav Zera respond to this conversation that you just heard. Ilmale bati, if I would have come, ela lishmoa davar ze deyi. But enough for me just to listen to this conversation. So the Gemara is trying to understand what's the big deal of this conversation that Rabbi Yehuda was so impressed, Rav Zera was so impressed of. Bishlama aviu neter aviu masrek. When Rabbi Yehuda said, bring me soap, give me a brush, kamash malan, Rav Zera learned from Rabbi Yehuda, dvarim shel chol mutar leomram b'lshon hakodesh. Words that you can use even mundane, different language, you're allowed to use Lashon HaKodesh lechatchila in the bathroom. The second thing, patchu pumaichu v'afiku avla, open your mouth and let the moist come out of your body. Nami kedeshmuel, that's also chidush, like Shmuel said, the Amar Shmuel, havla mafik havla, moist that come inside, and so I think open your mouth and, inhale the moist, I said, take it out, I was wrong. No, you should inhale the moist, the steam.
Oh, the shower.
You should need the steam of the shower. That takes out the sweat of the body. So that's why he said, open your mouth so you can inhale the moist and will get the sweat off your body. That's why that was a special message. Ela ashtu maya de beibani maiman yuta. But when he said drink water from the shower, what's so special about that? The Gemara answered the Tanya, like the following braisa are giving us few rules, which one of them why it's important to drink the water of the shower. The Tanya, achal velo shata. If somebody ate and he didn't drink, achilato dam. What he ate, it's equivalent to blood. It's not good. It turned into blood. Vezeu tchilat choli mayim. That's the beginning of stomach sicknesses. אכל ולא הלך, if somebody ate and he didn't walk, 4 אמות, 4 אמות, אכילתו מרכבת. His food will be decayed, וזהו תחילת ריח רע. That's the beginning of a bad smell that comes from people from the mouth, bad breath. הנצרך לנקביו ואכל, somebody needs to go to the restroom, and he eats before he clean himself. דומה, it looks like לתנור to an oven, שהסיקו על גבי אפרו, that they light it on top of the old ashes in the oven. וזהו תחילת ריח זוהמה. That's the beginning of bad smell that comes out of the body. רחץ בחמין, somebody washed in hot water, and that's relevant, that's our topic. ולא שתה man, he didn't drink from it. דומה, it looks like לתנור to an oven, שהסיקו מבחוץ ולא הסיקו מבפנים. That they light it from the outside, not from the inside. רחץ, that's why it's important to drink water, not only washing your body with water, you also should bring hot water into your body. רחץ בחמין ולא נשתתף בצונן. If somebody was washing with hot water and didn't re-wash himself with cold water immediately after, דומה לברזל שהכנסו לאור, it looks like a metal that they put it in the fire, ולא הכניסו לצונן, and then they didn't put it back in cold water. The cold water we're going to see soon, it's making metal very
hard.
strong,
Yeah.
it makes them hard. רחץ ולא סח, if he took a shower and he didn't anoint himself with oil, דומה למים על גבי חבית. It looks like a water on top of a barrel, because when a person anoints himself, the oil brings the water into the body. עד כאן. משנה. לא. מולייר הגרוף. Okay, so take a look here. There are two items. One is called muliar. Muliar, it's a
Oven? What is that?
It's a kli, it's a vessel of water
Water?
that they used to have on the side small container for coals to make it hot.
It's like a kumkum.
כן,
It's a water heater?
קומקומיישן, כאילו עם עוד משהו פה.
A
Confirmation.
water heater?
Yeah. So the heat was here. Then you have antichi. Antichi, it's like a box where a lot of coals over here. The area of the coals is very big, but the area of the water is very small. In some hole, we're going to see that antichi is something else, which is beidoli. Under you have, on the bottom you have coals, and on the top you have water.
That's
So we have two vessels we're talking. Muliar, stuff mem aleph. Muliar, antichi. Muliar is container when you have fire on the side. Antichi, either machloket, either the fire is next to it, a lot next to it, or a lot under it.
So there's no machloket on muliar.
No.
Okay.
So muliar הגרוף, if you have muliar that they erect the coals from before Shabbat, they took out all of the coals before Shabbat, שותים ממנו בשבת. You're allowed to leave the hot water like that in the container of Shabbat, because there is no additional heat coming. We learn you're not allowed to insulate with anything that adds
Adds
heat.
heat, right.
So this not considered as adding heat. Antichi, when you have the second one, that's antichi. אף על פי שגרופה, even though it's erect with no coals, אין שותים ממנה, you're not allowed to drink from it on Shabbat. למה לא? Because since the container had so much coals, it still remained very hot. And that's increasing the heat. It's considered insulating the water, and therefore all of the walls becoming hot and insulating it, and it's אסור. The one says, איך ידע ממולייר הגרוף? What's מולייר הגרוף? That's the first picture. תן המים מבפנים, you have water inside, וגחלים מבחוץ, and the coals on the side. What's antichi? רבא אמר ביקירי, which is the first picture, where the big container of coals next to the small container of water. רב נחמן בר יצחק אמר בידודי, which is the third picture, which is all of the coals on the bottom of the, it's like a copper, like the Moroccan tea, but the huge one. And so it was copper on top, and on the bottom they used to have the coals. Man de amar beidodi, the one who said that beidodi asur, kol sheken beikiri. Because if beidodi on the bottom it's asur and it's not a lot, כל שכן בקירי, which has much more coals, and it's all around. ומאן דאמר בקירי, the one who said that only the second picture is אסור, אבל בידודי that is not as hot, לא, it's okay, מותר. The Gemara conclude, תני קבעת דרב נחמן, we see like רב נחמן, אנטיחי, אף על פי שגופה או כתומה, אנטיחי is the second one, even though it's erect or covered, אין שותים ממנה, you don't drink from it, מפני שנחושתה מחממה, because the נחושת, the copper is making it still hot, and it's increasing the heat. So you see, like the third one, thank you, that the antichi means the lower fire, because that made out of copper. Since he said the copper making it hot, this container is made out of copper. So you see, like him, that's the pshat of antichi. I want to do one more page, okay? But it's one small one. This is for Friday, huh? No, it's small.
I can stop it.
Tesha, you're gonna be here. Stop it.